Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. Super excited to be here. My name is Jonah. I am from Spotlight, and today we are going to be talking to Isabella. Isabella, how you doing?
Hi, good, thank you.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to have you here. I'm very new to macrame, but I'm delighted to dive in. I got all my supplies ready to
Yes.
go. And for everyone who's joining us, please hop in the comments. Let us know if you can see and hear us all right. Holler maybe where you're from, something you're excited to learn, how you heard about Isabella, how you heard about Spotlight. We love hearing all of those things. And throughout today's demonstration, if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. We'll try and get to them as quickly as we can. If we don't get to them right away, we're not ignoring you. We've set aside specifically time to dive into those questions after we'll have a proper Q&A. And if life happens around you, you have to get up, you're worried if you're missing something, don't fret. All of this will be available. It'll be on a replay on the YouTube channel. It'll also be on the Spotlight event page and emailed to you along with the course offer, which we'll dive into near the end. Just to make sure everyone's in the right place, like I said, we are here with Isabella and we are talking macrame for beginners. Make your own macrame coaster. In this workshop, if you follow along, you are going to actually end up with your own macrame coaster. And without further ado, I don't want to take up any of the time we have to do this, so I'm going to hand it over to you, Isabella.
Hello, everyone. So I'm gonna do a quick introduction before we're gonna go and make our macrame coaster today. So I'm Isabella. I am a macrame artist. I'm from Italy, but I live in the UK for many years now. And I've discovered macrame 6 years ago by chance. I was working as senior interior designer full time. Been very frustrated because I've never seen my kids. I was working too much and I didn't feel like I was connected with my creativity. So I decided to start a blog about learning 12 crafts in 12 months. My first craft was macrame. And I just fell in love with it. And I loved the fact that it's very versatile. You can make anything in macrame, from hammock, wall hanging, cushions, necklaces, anything. And I love the rhythm of making the knots and the mindfulness of macrame. So after 6 years, I've turned my hobby into a business, and now I teach regularly online, face to face. I'm writing my third macrame book, and I help other macrame artists starting the business. So today we're gonna make the coaster. I love this project because it's practical, easy, quick to make, and it makes the perfect gift. So if you're ready, we're gonna go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you're gonna see this screen, and that is where I'm going to work. So you should have pre-cut 10 pieces of string, 1 meter long, and then you should have a shortest piece of string, which is about 30 centimeters. So what I would like you to do is with some tape or masking tape to fix your short string to your table. Okay, so once we've done this, I would like you to take one of your pieces of string and fold it in half. Okay. Like this.
Isabella?
And we're gonna make, yes?
Give me 1 sec. I'm going to try and front and center just you working so we can get the best view, but I want to make sure the mic and everything goes. So just give me 1 second to see if this works.
Sure.
Can you talk to us?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. We can hear you. Awesome. So let me know if you want the other screen to show up, but just so everyone can get the best view.
No, you can take the other screen off. Brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we'll take our first string we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to make our first knot. It's called the lark's-end knot. So we're going to place our string over the string that we fixed on the table. We're going to fold it behind, and then we're going to take the 2 strands and put them through the loop. And then we're going to pull. Okay, you're going to take the next string and do the same. So I'm going to do it slowly again. You take your string, you fold it in half. The loop goes over the string. It folds behind. And then we put the 2 strands through the loop and pull. So what you want to do is put all your strings next to each other using the same knot. Okay, so I'm going to do it slowly, so you should be able to follow along.
And Isabella, do we want them all like closely next to each other?
Yes, close to each other, please.
Love it.
Okay, so you can do this coaster using any type of strings. Okay, so I'm using cotton string, but you can have different thickness, different colors. You can even mix the colors if you want. So you can use your creativity to personalize it next time you're doing it. Okay, how you going, guys?
It's going. I'm personally on string 4, so plowing forward.
Okay, so you're going to be my guide, and you'll have to tell me when you're done.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And Neha, I think that's your name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Was asking if this live is going to be saved. I mentioned at the beginning, but just to reiterate, there will be a replay of all of this. So if you need to step back and come back to it, it will be here. I was gonna ask, is there like a minimum size of string that makes a decent size coaster?
I would probably say a 2 or 3 millimeters is the minimum.
Okay.
So the one I'm using is 3 millimeters.
Love it. Okay. This is already fun.
Good.
I haven't done it. I had a 3rd grade teacher who, to get the kids to focus, she would always have us do like macrame or knitting and stuff, but it's been so long since I did any of this. This is delightful.
I think macrame is easier than knitting.
Oh, so much easier. Yeah. I didn't say anything I knitted was any good. Okay, and so I'm just wrapping up here, and for everyone watching, also pop in at any point in this if you need a second or you're cruising. We are happy to work with everyone.
I love that there's people from Mallorca and England, US. It's fantastic.
Yeah, coming from all over. I saw someone from Wisconsin. I was just in Wisconsin a week and a half ago. Here we go. All right, I am just doing the last one here on my end.
Brilliant.
Ooh. Okay, what's next?
Okay, fantastic. So the next, we're going to take the first 4 strings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to make a square knot. The square knot, I'm going to show you on the coaster, is this one. Okay, and we're going to repeat it all the way. Okay, so we're going to take string number 1. And we're going to fold it over the 2 middle string to create a 4 shape. We then take the last string and it's going to go over the tail of the 4. It's going to go underneath the middle 2 strings and through the 4. And we're going to pull and we're going to stop about 2 finger space from our lark's end knot. Okay, so like this. We then take the last string and we're going to do a 4 pointing towards the right. We take string number 1. It's going to go over the tail, underneath the middle 2 strings, and through the 4 from underneath. Okay, and we're going to pull. And this is 1 square knot. So doing the 4 pointing towards the left and the 4 point towards the right makes 1 square knot. So what we're going to do next is take the next 4 strings and do the same. I'm going to do it really slowly again, so you should be able to follow. So we take string number 1 and we make a 4. We take the last string. It's going to go over the tail, underneath the middle 2 strings, and through the 4. We're going to pull. Okay, make sure that it's more or less at the same height. Okay. We then take the last string. We make a 4 pointing towards the right. We take the first string. It goes over the tail, underneath the middle 2, and through the 4. And we're going to pull. So we made 1, 2 square knots. How's it going?
Good. I'm with you.
Good. All right, then we're gonna go and take the next strings and we're gonna repeat. Okay, so we're gonna do the 4 with the first string. We take the last string and we're gonna go over the tail, under the middle 2, and through the 4. We then take the last string. We point towards the right. We take string number 1. It's going to go over the tail, under the middle 2, and through the 4. Yeah, make sure that the 2 middle strings are not overlapping. They're sitting next to each other. Okay, then we take the next 4. We do the same. I realized one string short. I'll add it here. You should have 10 strings. Okay, brilliant. So next 4 strings, and we're going to make a square knot again. Let me know when you've done your row of 5 square knots.
Isabella,
Yes.
I'm wrapping up my last one here, but I was realizing for anyone that might just be watching this on YouTube or popping into the replay, we didn't go over like ideal supplies for this. So do you just want to mention that quickly so for anyone who's coming other than the spotlight page, they know what they need to do this?
Do you mean where they can buy the strings?
Oh, just like what supplies, like the 10 strings and what size and all of that.
Oh, okay. Yes. So we have 10 strings, 1 meter long. And then we have 1 spare string, which is about 30 centimeter long.
Right.
That's it.
All right. And I have just finished my last square knot.
Brilliant. So once we've done the first row, what we're going to do, we're going to take the first 2 strings, we're going to put them aside, and the last 2 strings, and we're going to put them aside like that.
Okay.
And then what we do, we take string number 3 and 4 from the first square knot, and string number 1 and 2 from the second knot. And we're going to make a square knot. This knot is called alternating square knot. And it's going to join our 2 knots together. So string number 1, we make a 4, last string goes over, underneath, through the 4, and we're going to pull all the way up this time. And then we take a last string, we make the 4 pointed towards the right, string number 1 goes over the tail, underneath the middle 2, and through the 4. And we're going to pull, and we made our square knot.
And at this point, Isabella, we should be doing pretty tight knots?
Yes, tight knots.
Cool. Okay, love it.
And we then take the next 4 and we're going to repeat. So what we're doing now is a row of 4 square knots. Okay, so we started with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now making a row of 4 square knots. Brilliant. Then the next 4. I'm wondering which color string I've been using. You can put it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, I was very lucky. My girlfriend has really beautiful yarn. So I got this like almost like the background, a beautiful gradient purple. But definitely curious
Nice.
what other people have going. Yeah, so hop in the chat. Let us know what kind of string you're using. What's your color of choice today?
White. I love white.
Oh, clean white. Yeah, I'm a sucker for clean white. All right, I've got my last knot here.
Ooh, white with a red ribbon. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Blue. Brilliant. Okay, so we've done your row of 4 square knot. We're going to take all our strings again. And we start. We start again with a row of 5 square knots. So the only thing I'm going to say is when you start your next row, we want to keep our square knot nice and straight. We don't want to pull it that it tilts on an angle. So we're going to do the square knot and I'll show you. When you're here, you're going to keep your knot nice and straight and you will have a little gap, and that's absolutely fine. So macrame, a bit like crochet and knitting, everyone has a different tension when they do the knots, and that's absolutely fine. The trick is to keep the tension consistent as you make your knots.
And so is the point of keeping that little looseness just so like it you end up with a nice square?
Correct.
Ah, okay, okay. And then we follow along for all the strings? Doing the same?
Correct. So we're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
alternate row of 5 and 4 square knots. And I'm gonna count how many rows I did on my coaster. I have 11 rows.
Okay.
Okay, so as you go along, you will see mine is a little bit rectangular. If you want it square, you can probably do just 9 rows. Okay, so it depends how big you want your coasters. You continue with your rows of square knots. So you can see that you can make a bigger version of this if you want it. You can have 20 strings and make a little placemats that goes with your coaster using exactly the same technique.
Cool. I mean, you could do a scarf like this too, right? You could do whatever.
Yeah, you could do anything. A rug.
A rug. That's ambitious. I'm just getting started here. That would be a beautiful rug. Okay. Okay. This is so relaxing.
It is very therapeutic and mindful.
I am just, yeah. It's been a busy day and I just felt my heart rate drop by like 20%. This is delightful.
That is what we like to hear. So do you do any other crafts?
I am I'm a musician, so I play music.
Brilliant.
And then I also, like I said, as a kid, I used to do a lot of string crafts up until I was like 14 or 15. Um, I also always had teachers who encouraged, like, they would be like, you can't be on your phone during class, but you're welcome to do any like string related crafts. So I always was lucky to have good teachers like that.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah. And then I would say my biggest daily craft is I really like cooking, but
Oh, good.
it brings me the same kind of like therapeutic joy like this, it's like,
Yeah, it's
mm,
definitely it's amazing.
yeah. But man, I'm already just thinking, I'm like, I need to reincorporate this back into my life. This is so nice. Okay. So think I got it going here. This makes sense.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So I'm starting row number 4 with 4 square knots. If anyone's got any question, feel free to put them in the comments.
Isabella, when did you get into this?
So I got into macrame about 6 years ago. So I was lucky enough that a friend of mine who used to be my neighbor in London, she took me as a birthday present.
Oh, fun.
And then I just got hooked and haven't stopped ever since.
I love that. I can see why. Oh, okay. So here's a question. When we're doing the rows of 4, you make a tight knot, right? It's only on the rows of 5 where you make sure to keep it looser.
No, all of them has to be tight.
Oh, I guess just the far outside one where you were saying it's okay if it's
Yes.
a little loose?
Yeah. The far side is when you do the row with 5. You're correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's when you leave the little gap at the top. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a big macrame community in London?
Oh, there's huge. Macrame is huge. Now that you know, you're going to see it everywhere.
Well, like I said, my partner, my girlfriend, is really into a lot of this. So we have a ton of yarn in the house, and she's doing this stuff all the time. She's been doing a lot of like macrame plant hangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got
Yeah, it's huge. Macrame is pretty huge. And especially after the pandemic, many people learn macrame.
Well, I feel like there's this like there's a stereotype that like old English women are always knitting. I don't know how true that is, but I imagine there's some truth, and so macrame is probably, yeah, quite popular. I love
I
this.
think macrame, the modern macrame became quite popular first in Australia and in America, and then it reached UK and the rest of Europe.
Oh, interesting. Was it originally from Australia?
No, originally macrame is from the Middle East,
Oh, okay.
and then it traveled through Europe, and it just went through phases. It goes in fashion, then it's not anymore, and then it is, and then it's no
Right.
more. But I think now it's for staying.
Yeah. Well, there's so many more resources now to really learn how to do all of this. I love
Yes.
this.
And as I said, it's so versatile that you can make literally anything in macrame. So you can really use your creativity and go wild.
I love Sylvain is popping in here. I know I keep mentioning knitting, but just saying macrame is way cooler than knitting.
Yes, yes. I totally agree.
So, do you have any projects where you'll like macrame something and then use the macrame to macrame something else? Does that
What do
make
you mean?
sense? Like
No.
like Like, say I was turning this into like a long scarf, and then I did a bunch of those and then used those as strings for
Oh,
another
wow,
neck.
you're getting
uh,
really creative.
oh, I'm just
I
curious.
like it.
I'm curious if that's something you do ever, if you're making like a really big piece, or is it mostly just using string and just expanding the size of the piece?
I mean, I've made hammocks, like really big
Ooh,
hammocks, and I've made smaller pieces like jewelry, bracelet, necklaces. Um, I generally like doing big projects.
yeah.
That's what I like to do. I've also natural dyed my strings using leftover food, so that's kind of a crossover.
Ooh.
And I've also done macra weave, which is a mix of macrame and weaving as well.
Oh, cool. So I know we'll talk about your course a little later too. Do you get into dyeing string at all in your course, or is that that's a whole different thing?
I've got a different course just for natural dyeing,
Ooh, okay, cool. That fascinates the heck out of me. I love that stuff.
and I use leftover foods. So, like avocado skin, passion fruit skins, onion skins, carrot tops, herbs,
Wait,
etc.
what color does avocado skin make?
Guess.
I mean, this is like wanting to say cows drink milk. I want to say green, but I just that's only because it's an avocado. Is it black?
It
Because
is pink.
what? No, that makes
Yes,
no
it's
sense.
the most beautiful pink.
What? That
Yeah,
makes no sense. I
I
wouldn't
know.
would
It's
never have guessed
amazing
it.
though. It's nature is amazing.
That's so cool. Are there other okay, now I'm like fast. What are there other leftover food products that make a color you would never expect?
So yellow onions will make orange,
What? Okay.
and red onions is like a burgundy color. Passion fruit skin is green.
Ooh.
Um, what else? Rosemary. It could be. It depends which type of rosemary. Goes from gray to dark green. So
Okay.
for a lot of the herbs, it depends of the type and also where they've grown. So the nutrients that they have, they will have different colors.
Oh, so is it a lot of like the nutrients turn out to be like the chemicals that end up being responsible for the color a lot?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I know we're here not about dying, but that
Yeah.
fascinates me so much. That's such a cool.
But in my first book, I did, my first book is all about macrame and natural dyeing. So
What's that book called?
it's called Macrame for the Modern Home.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool.
And in US, you can buy it, I think, in Spotlight, which I think is a popular craft shop.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. We still have I say still because I was surprised, but uh in Minnesota at least we have Michael's, which is like an old craft store, but they have everything. Okay, so just to check in, we're continuing to plow on with the 4 knot, 5 knot pattern, right?
Yes. So how many rows have you done so far?
Uh-oh. One, two, three, four. I think I'm on 5.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Getting a hang for it.
Yeah. And if for the people that can't finish it by the end of the session, you got the hang of it. So it's basically repeating it until you're happy with the size of it.
Right.
And I will show you how to finish it. So at least you know what all the steps are
And I already learned a very valuable lesson. I kind of hung my macrame off the edge of a table, and I am seeing how it must help a lot if you're actually just laid out on a table, right?
Yeah, you can move it up, perhaps.
I unfortunately, with all the computer and camera gear, I
Oh,
can't.
yeah, true.
But next time, I've learned my lesson. Okay, this is so cool.
Someone said we need a class on the microwave. Yeah, maybe next time we do the microwave.
What is the macro weave?
So you do macrame, then you can weave different yarn. I don't
Oh,
have an example here.
you weave it like into the macrame?
Yes, correct.
Oh, I can see. Oh, so you can probably end up with some really beautiful stuff. Okay. And everyone who's watching, hop in. Feel free to hop in the comments. Let us know if this is all making sense. If you need a minute. Any questions? This is so satisfying.
So I'm going quite fast with my knots, but if anyone wants me to show again how to make the square knot, please let me know.
Why don't we do it? Let's just even for the replay and stuff. Why don't you show one more time how to do the square knot, and I'm going to put it full screen so everyone can see as
Yes,
good as
sure.
possible.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so for the square knot, we need 4 strings. We're going to take string number 1, and we're going to make a 4. We take the last string. It's going to go over the tail of the 4, underneath the middle 2 strings, and through the 4. Gonna pull, make sure that the middle 2 strings are next to each other and they're not overlapping. You pull all the way up. You then take the last string and we make a 4 pointing towards the right. We take string number 1. It's gonna go over the tail, underneath the middle 2 string, and through the 4. And we're gonna pull, and this is 1 square knot. I'm gonna take the next 4 strings and repeat.
Do you know much about the history of macrame?
So yeah, so I said it was born in the Middle East,
Right.
and it used to be, they used it to cover the horses, so the fringes will keep the flies away.
Okay.
And I think it reached Europe, and it was very popular with sailors and the wife of the sailors, and they used the knot to create different decorative items for their homes.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then apparently it was very popular again in the Victoria times in UK, and then again in the 70s, and then in recent years it's called modern macrame. So
right.
compared to the 70s where they use a lot of jute and in like raffia materials, and now we use a lot of cotton and beautiful soft strings.
Right. I'm always just so stunned with stuff like this. I'm like, who figured it out?
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
So clever. Okay. Cruising.
It's clever, and yet it's so simple.
Yeah. Well, it's basically just one knot, right?
Yeah, this
It's
is
just
just using one knot. And
yeah.
the great thing with macrame is that you don't need that many knots to make some beautiful pieces.
So if for people just getting into it, like how many knots do you typically use? Are there a whole bunch of different kinds, or?
Yeah, there's on my website you can find a guide of the essential knots, and I will say that probably between 4 to 6
Okay.
knots are the basics that you need to know.
Cool. Okay.
And you've learned 2 today, so
Oh man. Okay. I'm practically a specialist.
exactly. The great thing is that once you've got the knots, it's like all the different combination and way for you to use it to create different patterns.
Oh, sure. So you can use multiple. I didn't even think you can use multiple different kinds of knots.
Correct.
And then, oh,
So on the course, so I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but it's about learning the basic of macrame, but also how you can use then all your knots and the skills to create your own pattern and your own macrame.
oh, cool. Right. So it's once you get a hang of the different knots and stuff, you can really kind of create your own like style within macrame.
Yes.
Ah.
So I'm going to do the last row, and then I'm going to show you how you can finish your coaster. Okay. And for the people that are not ready, please just watch, and then you can do it later. So I'll finish this row and then I will let you know.
You're like really fast at this.
I can go even faster.
It's so cool to see. Yeah. How quick you can actually do so. Okay.
I say that macrame is like yoga for your mind,
Mm-hmm.
because when you get into the rhythm and repeating all the knots, you can get lost, you know. It's so
Yeah.
mindful.
I can see how too you might develop your own speed and pattern for how you make a little square knot. Okay.
Yes, someone said, I think I'll start doing this while watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make many coasters, all your Christmas presents.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Make some up. Okay.
Oops.
Oh wow. Oh, it's so fun once you get a few lines down and you actually see it coming along.
Yeah, so I've got mine is square. So what I'm gonna show you is, so once you've done it, okay, so you can go a little bit longer, it's up to you. What we're going to do with your scissors, we're gonna cut our lark set knot so we can remove the coaster from the string. There we go. And then what I do, I usually fold it in half. Make sure that your square knots are nice and tight. So I'm just gonna pull them down and do the same here. Okay, I'm gonna fold it in half. And then I'm gonna cut the fringe. Okay, check if I want my fringe longer or shorter. Okay, I'm gonna cut them a little bit more. And there you go. It's a bit small, but you get it, yeah.
Oh, so you don't need to do like a finishing knot or anything because that's just part of it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's why we tighten the last row and the first row before we cut. And that's it. It will stay like this.
Right. Oh, I love that. That's so easy to wrap it up.
Very, very easy. And if you use a single twist string, what you can do with a brush, you can just brush it and it becomes really fluffy.
Oh, because all the different strings will like unfurl.
Open up. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So you get different results as well. It depends on which string you use.
Right, right. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun finishing this evening. Oh, you made my day, Isabella.
Oh, glad to hear. And for anyone that's, when you finish your coaster, please feel free to post some pictures on Instagram and you can tag me. You can see my handle _to_me, which is my name and was the name of my blog, which means 2 hours for me a day.
Oh, love it.
I'm going to move this. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed the lesson, the workshop. Oh, it's so good to hear. And please post the pictures. I would love to see the picture of your coaster.
That's so great. Okay. So anyone who's watching, we still have a little more time for Isabella. So hop in the chat and let us know if you have any questions. Isabella, I know you had a little bit to talk about with your course. Do you want to do that now? Will questions roll in?
Yes. Can I share the quick presentation that I have?
Yes, it is right here.
Okay, fantastic. So the course that I have for you guys is called Become Confident Macrame Artist, and it's a self-study course that you can learn at your own pace and to fit around your lifestyle. So what you get when you join is guided video tutorials similar to what we did today, where you will see all the step-by-step to make a large macrame wall hanging. You will learn all the essential macrame knots, all the tip and tricks that you need, and also I will encourage you to explore and use your creativity. So for me, it's very important that you learn how to tap into your creativity and use it in macrame so that you can make every single piece individual to you and your style. You will also have access to 2 bonuses, which is how to design your own macrame and how to estimate and measure string. And by the end of it, you will build your confidence with your skills, with your creativity, and you'll be able to design your own macrame. So I've got some example of my students, what they've done when they've joined Become a Confident Macrame Artist. As you can see, every single piece is different because I encourage people to look at the pattern and then change it and adapt it to their own style and their own creativity. And this is something that I'm so proud of because I don't want just people to copy a pattern. I want them to be able to use their creativity and make it yours. So they've created some amazing wall hanging. I think we've got another slide with other ones. These are more colorful. And I promise you that 80% of the people that started Become a Confident Macrame Artist never done macrame before. And this is what they've achieved by the end of the course. These are some testimonials of the people that joined us. And yeah, I love my students. I always say my students are the best. And this is my signature course. I've been teaching this course since 2018, and now I've made it into a self-study course, so anyone can join and take part anytime they want. So if you have enjoyed making the macrame coaster, I am 100% sure that you're gonna love and enjoy and become a confident macrame artist.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isabella. And I just want to make clear for everyone who's here as well, the links for the course are pinned to the top in the comments. They're also in the description. And there is a little bit of a discount on there for a week. So it's only $54 for the week if you go to it there. I can already see how absolutely delightful it would be to be absorbed in this. Um, and we didn't have a lot of questions roll in, which I imagine is partly because you so clearly line this stuff up. But I was curious just from seeing those examples. Do you have people? Some of them look like beautiful, like dress wear and stuff. Do you have a lot of people making like clothes with macrame, or what's the most like outlandish, crazy thing your students have made?
Um, Probably close. I mean, they've made vests, like for festivals that you can just put on top of your t-shirt. That is always fun. Bags. I've got some of my students, and then follow me on my advanced courses that they've made rucksacks, rags, curtains. Um, we've made many lampshades, like huge lampshades. I mean, you can make so many things.
That's so fantastic. And do you have on your website or somewhere where people can browse more of these things that either you've made or students have made?
Yes, 100%. So you can go on my Instagram and I'm on my website, which is Isabella Strambio, like my name and surname.com. And in there you can see, you get other tutorials, the notes that we learned today. You can find my courses, my face-to-face workshop for the people that are in the UK. And loads, it's like my macrame world in the website, so you can go in there and literally binge on on macrame and get
Love
inspired.
Yeah, and for everyone watching too, I put the link to Isabella's website in the comments there, so you can easily click it and go browse it. Isabella, before we wrap up today, was there anything else you wanted to share? One thing I was curious about the course is, does it include a community? Is there a place where people can pop in and share? Do you have a good place where people can share their work?
Usually Instagram is the place where everyone goes. They will share, and also throughout the whole course, you can email me. You will see once you're on the course, you've got this one-to-one email support. So any questions, feel free to contact me. And yeah, the IG is there where everyone hangs out.
Right, right. Well, once again, thank you so much. And for everyone watching, I hope you had a blast as much as I did. I know what I'm doing this evening as I wrap this up. I'm super excited. And please hop in the comments and show Isabel some love. Let her know you had a good time. You appreciate her time and energy and expertise. And take advantage of that course offer while it's there if you want to dive more into
Yes.
this. And if you had a good time, please like and subscribe to the Spotlight channel on YouTube. We're consistently bringing folks like Isabella out here to show us more about art, language learning, so many things. This has been one of my favorite events we've done.
Oh, thank
Just getting
you.
to oh, it's so meditative and everything. I feel twice as good as I was before. And it's been such a blast having you. Hope to see you in the future, Isabella. And for everyone watching, have a
Likewise.
wonderful day. Yeah. We'll
Thank
talk
you
to you
so
later.
much for everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
Talk to you later.